Frederick's vanity is driving Sharon to insanity.
He talks about how he's the hottest man around.
Wow.
And how he even looks better than me.
So she dated a guy.
And I looked up and he was stripped down to his boxers.
Who drove Frederick crazy.
Every feature was perfect.
Now that she's dated this vanity pair.
I'm in the club with the hottest man in the room.
That's because I wasn't there.
And he's had a blind date too.
He sat there and said how pretty he was. He was comparing us.
Will they have a change of heart?
Change of heart. Let's meet our couple. Now, he spotted her 7 months ago at a frat party, and it wasn't brotherhood he was looking for. But while he was turned on by her exotic beauty, she was turned off by his aggressive pursuit. Well, his persistence ultimately won her over, and it's been one big toga party ever since. Please welcome Sharron Todd and Frederick McKinney. Welcome to the show. Now, Sharon, at the very beginning, he was rather pushy and he was pursuing you. How would you describe him today, though?
He was a conceited jerk. He's a conceited jerk.
He is?
He is a conceited jerk.
Tell us how that is.
Well, he talks about how he's the hottest man around.
Wow.
And how he even looks better than me.
Nah.
Yes. And when we're at his frat parties, he acts like a pretty boy with all his frat brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And women literally throw their panties at him.
They do.
I mean, hey, it's not my fault if women throw their panties at me.
It's gone to his head. It's gone to his head.
That's not my fault. The women find me attractive. That's not my fault.
He's so innocent. We understand, Frederick. Now, how about when it comes to loving in the bedroom in a situation that you're in with Sharon? What's that like?
She won't give it up.
At all?
We've been together 7 months of no sex. She's wearing on my patience. I can only wait so long.
Well, I wanted
you're
to
doing
wait
good
until
so
marriage.
far.
Well, I want to wait to marriage, and you should respect that. You should respect
she
that.
Won't give it up.
Now, Sharon, though, does he pressure you, though? Is he always putting the pressure on you?
Yes, he's always pressuring me, and that's not the most important part of our relationship. Well, it shouldn't be.
No.
Well, no, you got to understand how her situation is. But here's my question, though. Since she doesn't put out, how is it that you stay put?
I mean...
Because that's hard for a guy.
She's beautiful. She makes me laugh. We don't see each other very often, but when we do see each other, I mean, she brings a smile to my face. And
that's good.
After 7 months of being together, I mean, I still find it refreshing every time I see her.
That's very important. Refreshing is a nice word, Sharon. Now, Sharon, how does Frederick act when he's around your friends and stuff?
He hits on my best friend. No.
Frederick,
You cannot put them in a room alone together, okay? He hits on her, he stands too close to her, he's touchy-feely with her. Okay, he even has to sit on his lap.
Yeah, what's that about?
No, that's not true.
You don't think you're flirting with her, you're just being friendly?
Just friendly. I mean, what's wrong with being friendly?
Over friendly, okay?
Now, Frederick, what about when it comes to Sharon and her expression of her feelings towards you? What's she like then?
Sharon acts like she didn't care about me at all.
I don't.
She doesn't cook for me. She doesn't comment. It would be nice to get a call in the middle of the day while I'm at work, just see how I'm doing.
I'm busy. I'm a busy person.
She doesn't initiate any type of romance. I mean, one instance, I'm home sick one weekend. I ask Sharon, I call Sharon, come over, take care of you, boo. But what does she do? She goes out with a girlfriend.
All right, here's a good way to test it. Fill in the blank for me here, Sharon. Dating Frederick is like dating...
my mother.
That doesn't sound good no matter how you slice it.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
He complains about what I wear. He calls me at every hour of the day to make sure, to see where I'm at.
What's that?
He questions how much I study. Okay, he's a nag. He's a nag.
A nag?
A nag.
Well, she's just trying to look good, I think. No?
Which is true. She looks very beautiful, but I mean, it's not necessary to have splits up here to your butt cheeks.
Okay.
My split comes right here. I think I look nice.
Now,
I think
Sharon,
it's classy.
And the audience agrees. Now, Sharon, from your perspective, what keeps the two of you together?
Well, even though he pushes me for sex, I love the fact that he's obviously not in it. I mean, he's in it for more than just that. And he can have any woman he wants, but he holds out for me. So that's great.
Nice. That's very nice. And Sharon, by coming on the show, you hope to achieve what?
Well, Frederick tries to mold me into his idea of a perfect girlfriend who's at his every beck and call and taking care of his every whim.
Yes. Just a little bit.
I need attention.
I just want him to see that, he's not going to get the complete package, and I'm the best girl he's going to ever get. So.
All right. Very fair. Now, when we come back, find out why Frederick gave his date a ring on their big night out. That's next. Thank you very much. Welcome back. We are here with Frederick. Frederick and Sharron. Now, Frederick complains that Sharron isn't a good girlfriend in or out of the bedroom, so we found him a woman who knows how to take care of her man. Please welcome Marguerita Gabray. Hi, Marguerita. Good to see you. And Frederick, what about Marguerita? How did she look when you picked her up?
Hot. I mean, I came up, you know, she came out, black, silky hair. I mean, look at her hair. It's just beautiful.
So you were happy. And what about you, Marguerita? Did he meet your expectations?
Oh, he surpassed them. He was beautiful. He was handsome. I mean, he was everything. I never had a blind date look this good.
Well, that's nice to hear. Frederick, on your date, I guess you guys went go-kart racing? So how was her driving out on the track?
Yeah, I called her grandma. She was going about 2 miles an hour.
I was not a grandma.
I passed her
you got to get it
I
out
passed
there.
her about 4 or 5 times. But every time I passed by, I had to slow it down a little bit, you know, just to glance over at her. You know, she was looking cute.
What's that, Sharon?
I mean, I like the hand on the thigh, a little close.
Oh, okay. Well, they're just being comfortable.
I think I like it here, too.
Now, Frederick, how about her curves off the road? What was that like?
Well, you know, she was checking me out. I'm checking her out. You know, she's touching on my chest.
I mean, what are you checking
feeling
out?
on the arm. You know, she's feeling on the arms. And at the same time, you know, I got my hand around her waist, you know, just seeing what she was working with.
Yeah, right, so the curves.
And she's not working with anything. So I
Don't worry about what he's working with.
Okay.
So, Marguerita, what about, did Frederick give you a token or anything to remember him by?
Yeah, it was so sweet. We went to the arcade, and he got me this cute little ring and asked me to be his change of heart date.
That's how you got the ring.
What is this gumball machine ring? Okay.
Did you get one?
Okay.
Did you
I'm
get
jealous.
one? Okay.
Now, Sharon, what about you? What's the nicest thing Frederick's ever given you?
What, chocolate bars, maybe?
Okay.
Is that candy?
Now, Frederick, I understand that Marguerita took you for some exotic cuisine. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, what's Sharon's typical diet in comparison?
Man, she chows down 10 candy bars a day. She eats chocolate for breakfast, chocolate for lunch, chocolate for dinner. She keep eating all the chocolate. The butt's gonna expand.
You want to be malnutritious? Okay, or healthy? Okay. That's what I'm talking.
Obviously, he liked what he saw, right?
Okay. Right.
Now, Frederick, what was the best part of dinner? What did you enjoy most?
We went to a restaurant where we used our hands, and Marguerita, you know, she kind of reached across the table and fed me, you know, and thought it was kind of sexy.
So you enjoyed that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Marguerita, you're at dinner. Anything that was really distracting?
His lips. I could not stop staring at his lips.
You like that. So that was a
yeah.
good distraction.
Right. I was hoping for a kiss. I just really could not contain myself.
You were hoping for a kiss? Hoping.
Now, Frederick, afterwards, I understand you guys went to a jazz club. Is that something that typically Sharon would enjoy or not?
Oh, hell no. She'd rather go to a rave and listen to some techno crap. I mean, and that's just not my kind of music. I'm sorry.
Now, before you went to the club, did Marguerita change?
Yeah. She went in the bathroom. She took just as long as Sharon did, very long time. But when she came out, man, she was hot. I mean, if I had to look in the dictionary under jazzy, basically right there.
Right there.
Definition of jazzy.
So it was well worth the wait then, I guess.
Yes, well worth the wait.
So, Frederick, here you are. She's looking really hot, you say, and you're on your way to the club. What's going through your mind at that point?
You know, I'm thinking I'm having one of the greatest times of my life with this girl. This girl is totally into me. Listen to what I'm saying.
I listen to what you say. I always listen to what you say. I'm a good listener.
Yeah.
You're just blowing her off.
Okay.
All right, so, Marguerita, you're at the club. You guys are hanging out. How close did things get?
Oh, up close and personal. There was a lot of touching going on, a little hip movement. He had his arms around me. We were holding hands.
What did he have his arms around? She's nothing.
He had his arms around me.
Now, Frederick, what about the fact, anything about her moves that actually turned you off or not, or was everything good?
Oh, if I had a dime for every time Marguerita told me she was pretty, I'd be a rich man right about now.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, she's as conceited as I am, and that's not pretty at all.
I see.
Whatever. He sat there and said how pretty he was. He was comparing us.
So you're like, yeah, well, I'm pretty too. Okay. Now, Marguerita, after you guys quit the club, did you call the date quits, or did it go on?
No, I didn't want the date to end. So instead, we went and had coffee, and we talked for like 3 hours. It's like I knew him forever. We had a really good time.
So it went well into
it went wonderful. Oh, yeah. It was an all-nighter.
Now, Sharon, does that bother you? You spent quite a bit of time getting to know her on this date. I mean, another 3 hours on top of everything else.
I mean, it's whatever. It might have went just as good as my date went. So.
All right, well, we'll find out.
We'll
Now,
see.
Frederick, obviously you were enticed because you spent a lot of time chatting with her. How were her conversation skills compared to Sharon's?
Sharon never listens to me. I have to say things
I
to Sharon
always
3 or 4
listen.
times.
I listen.
But
I do
Marguerita,
nothing
on the
but
other hand,
listening. Everything-
she was totally into me, listening to everything I'm saying.
Conversation is one
Wanted
way.
to know,
He only
wanted
talks
to
about
know
himself, so
everything
how
about
can I
me.
not
She
listen?
wanted to know everything about me.
Right.
So, in comparison to Sharon.
Now, Frederick, if you had to pick between the two of them as to which would make a better girlfriend, what do you think? Not to put you on the spot.
I would have to say Marguerita because she's just more attentive, and
Okay.
Sorry.
I think she would do the things that it takes to please
With
me.
a name like Marguerita, I would be sorry. Okay.
So, Frederick, how did you finally say goodnight?
Well, drove her home, and well, she asked me. She told me I could stay the night. I think it would have been nice.
so
It would have been nice. It would have been nice to cuddle up.
Okay,
It would have been
she's
nice to
just
cuddle
like
up
her
with
name,
her. But at the
Margarita,
same
okay.
time,
What is that? A Dollar Tree?
out of respect for
Okay.
Sharon,
Right.
I went
There
ahead
you
and
go.
gave her.
Keep
I gave her a
talking,
nice
right.
long
Keep
hug.
talking,
and
right.
I mean,
All right, so you
Right,
trying
with
to
your
be respectful.
homemade outfit.
I respect
Okay.
your
Yeah, okay.
All right, hang on. We're gonna get the other half of the
Yeah,
date because
okay.
coming up next, it's Sharon's turn. Find out how she got a sneak peek at her date's perfect form. That's next. Complains now that Frederick is so vain he probably thinks this show is about him. So we set her up with a hottie who can talk about something other than himself. Please give it up for James Tucker.
What's up, baby? How are you?
All right, have a seat. Now, Frederick, we know what you think about yourself, but do you think he's got it going on?
Square man. Yeah, right.
Square.
Go ahead and tell the truth, man. Go ahead and tell the
Hey.
truth. It's all right, bro.
Now, let me just set the record straight here, James, because I understand this wasn't totally a blind date for you. Is that right?
No, actually, I've
What was your connection?
seen her before.
Uh-huh.
You know, asked her out, asked her for the number. She turned me down.
So she blew you off?
Turned me down.
And Sharon, why was that at the time?
Well, I was dating Frederick at the time, so.
Oh, I see. So how odd, I mean, or maybe fate that you're actually going out with the guy on Change of Heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Sharon, did memory serve you well? I mean, when he came to pick you up, where you're like, oh yeah, that's him?
He looked just as good as the first time.
Facial hair or something.
James, what about you? What was it that first attracted you to Sharon?
Her lips.
Good start.
Full lips.
And Sharon, tell us how the night started, or your date.
Well, I took him to my favorite Korean restaurant where Frederick took me on our first date.
Oh, it's supposed to be special to us, huh? Yeah, whatever.
I
Is
guess
that ring
it was
special?
better.
Yeah, the ring special.
Special to me.
Obviously, it's 25
Now,
cents.
Sharon, compare your date with James there, with the last time that you were there with Frederick.
Well, conversation with Frederick was about him, about his fraternity,
whatever.
or how I need to
Anyway.
change.
Boring.
And with James, the conversation was all over the map. So
Yeah, well, he
it
probably
was
talked about
nice. It was
himself. He
flowing.
probably talked about himself.
It
Whatever.
was constant.
Anyway.
And James, what about you? Did you get a sense that you were being compared to Frederick while you were hanging out or not?
All she talked about was how cocky he was, how he thought he was God's
Whatever.
gift. All I thought about was how
Look at
attractive this lady
Look at
was,
this. It's not even a thought.
Big deal.
We know it.
So, James, what kind of plans did you have for dessert at this point?
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah.
It worked out great. We both like the same thing, cheesecake. So we went by the
Cheesehead.
bakery, picked it up, went back to my place to eat it.
I see. Now, Sharon, you're back at the apartment, and were you paying more attention to the cheesecake or to James?
To James.
We're
It was
thinking about
pretty
him.
intimate. We fed each other bite by bite.
Now, Sharon, you were feasting on cheesecake, obviously. What about the feast for the eyes? What was that like?
Well, I was sitting on his bed and I was looking through a magazine. And I looked up and he was stripped down to his boxers.
So that's why you're molested, huh? You're molested.
Oh, wait a minute, Sharon, you looked up and he's in there with boxer shorts. Were you happy with that, or were you surprised? Or?
For a second, yes.
For a second.
However, I did think it was inappropriate and
Very.
a little pushy, so I left the room.
So James,
show her what I got.
Wait. Let me hear James's explanation because I mean that's a little much, maybe. What were you thinking?
I mean, I'm not ashamed.
Right.
So
You're just
I'm not ashamed of my body at all. What's the big deal? I mean, what's the big deal?
Oh, wait. Hey, Freddie. Here, I got an idea. Freddie, you say you're proud about what you got. Why don't you show the audience what you got? Go ahead. And James. There we go. Was kind of split on the two of you there. I don't know. Now, James, what about you? Did Sharron do anything that knocked you off your feet?
Oh man, took me ice skating.
Ice skating?
Biggest mistake.
Oh yeah. Ice skating was
He looks
never
too
been.
good
to go ice skating.
Yeah.
Never been before.
That's for wimps.
But it worked out great. Falling all over each other.
Right. Yeah, whatever.
Hands on.
You're clumsy. You look.
And what about her?
Long monkey arm, boy.
And what about her form on the ice? What was that like?
That butt. I'm telling you. Nice. Firm. Just something to hold on to.
Right? And Sharron, I understand you guys went dancing after that. What about his eyes? Do you have the wondering eyes or not?
No, I'm in the club with the hottest man in the room, and
That's because I wasn't there. Yeah, because I wasn't in the house.
he didn't have to prove anything, and his attention was completely on me.
Well, that's
where
good.
it should be.
Now, James, earlier Frederick was complaining about the way Sharron dresses, thinks it's too sexy. What about you? What did you think?
Man, that black dress, the slits. I'm not talking about
Just like I said.
up to
Yeah, we
here.
heard about that.
Nice, but
Yeah, Frederick knows that dress, right?
how beautiful she was.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's thinking.
But you liked it.
But
Then
I
you
got
didn't have a
it.
problem with it.
I love it.
I got it.
Attractive woman.
So,
But I got it.
All right, hang on, because James, you guys were out dancing at this point now. What's going through your head at this stage of the date?
Look, these lips.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to kiss him. Could not wait to kiss him. Are you frustrated, bro?
Frustrated for what?
You mad? You scared?
Yeah, but scared of what?
Scared?
Wait, Sharron, let me hear.
You know,
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hang on. Sharron, James said he was trying to kiss you. Did he? Did he get in there?
Well, actually, he walked me to my door, and we hugged each other for a long time. And then he gave me a very, very, very long kiss.
All right. Will a dirty dance be enough to give Sharron a change of heart? We're going to find out next. That Frederick is so intent on molding her into the perfect girlfriend, he's actually losing sight of the goods that he's already got. Does this relationship have room for improvement? Let's find out. Now, Frederick, we're going to start with you. You said you've been waiting 7 months to be intimate, so you're patient and we know you care about her. But we sent you out with Marguerita. You said you actually thought she might be better girlfriend material than Sharron. That's what you told us earlier. What do you say?
Marguerita, she's very, very beautiful. And she reminded me of that quite often. So that kind of got me to the point to where I think I'm gonna cool down my conceited act and I'm gonna stay together.
Stay together. All right, Marguerita, sorry things didn't work out for you. Now, Sharron, we have to get your decision. Frederick says he wants to stay together, but we sent you out with James. You guys shared a romantic dessert. You went skating, dancing. You had a really good time together. What do you say?
James is such a sweetheart, and he's such a gentleman, not to mention very beautiful. I'm glad that Frederick got a taste of his own medicine, and I hope he learned his lesson because I decided I want to stay together.
Stay together. James, sorry things didn't work out for you either. So Sharron and Frederick, hopefully you guys, by coming on the show, have actually learned to appreciate each other a whole lot more. Look at Frederick being all coy. Yeah, there you go. That's our show for today. Thanks to James and Marguerita. Good luck to Sharron and Frederick. We'll see you next time on Change of Heart.